This city has stories, and so do we. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement. Real stories, real people, real purpose, real purpose. Pull up a seat, get comfortable. Let's talk purpose, pain, growth, and everything in between. From the heart of Atlanta to wherever you are, welcome to Stool Talk. Let's walk it out in purpose together. Today with us on Stool Talk, we're honored to have a special guest. Today's on Legend Edition. We have with us a coach, a father, a mentor, a leader of young men. His passion for the development of young men, athlete, goes beyond the game, beyond life, shaping them into a strong, disciplined individuals, both on and off the field and in life. He's taken things to the next level. He has the ability to be known as one of the greats out of the city of Toledo, honestly, being close to the situation and seeing how his life, how his passion, how his love for young men has allowed him to develop young men into great leaders, to great athletes, to great fathers. His vision to the community has impacted for, much more lives. So get ready to hear the insights on this great guest we have with us today. We have the one, the only, Mr. Rahsan Wilson. How you doing today?
Hey man, I'm all right, man. I can't complain at all. Just up on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. And I said, just like I said pregame, I had to take it back to where it started, man, to, with the Bears and, start with this. I was looking for a Powerade because I know a Powerade or Gatorade. I'm gonna have it ready for you, ready to throw it to you before the game. How
Hey,
you
that
doing
hoodie, that
today?
hoodie made me smile, man. It was good time.
Yeah, how you doing today?
I can't complain, man. I wish I had a Powerade right now, man. I used to look forward to them Powerades pregame.
Yeah. So can you just get us back on track? Can you share with us on your coaching journey, your experiences and leading you into starting the coaches and wanting to be able to be involved with coaching young men?
Well, when I started coaching, and I keep telling the same story, but actually Coach Weaver started me coaching, man. I was fresh out of college and I just was working out. So I'm trotting down the street, getting my jog on. He pull over in a beer truck. And I mean, hop out, man. I need you to come coach. I'm like, what? Now he asked me, what you doing? I'm like, working out. He's like, man, I need you to come coach. Be there at 5:30. I'm like, all right. So I ended up showing up at Joey Brown Park at 5:30, and I've been coaching since. That was in 2010. But then
Wow.
I coached there a couple years, and then I ended up going to Scott for a year, and then I ended up going to St. Francis for a year. And then that's when Coach E came to me and said he wanted to give up the Bears and he needed somebody to take it over. And I initially told him, no, I get paid to coach now. Dang, like I was some big shot at that time. I coached 2 years of high school, but hell, it's like coaching for free anyway. They don't pay that much. So I ended up after talking to Coach E for a little bit, we talked 2 or 3 times. He told me, man, meet me. This when the quality was open. Meet me at the quality. I sit there, he talked again. I Christmas, it was Christmas Day. I called him. I was riding down the street and it was on my mind. I said, man, I'm gonna do it. That's why I ended up coaching, but that's why I ended up getting the Bears. But it was at a rough time. They
Yeah.
was Joy Brown Park was under construction. I mean, so we had to practice at Glenwood, and then it was other coaches who wanted the Bears that it was kind of confusion with getting equipment and uniform. It was messy, but I wouldn't have liked it no other way.
Yeah.
We got through. We got through from there from what was I there 15 to 18, and then I ended up going to Woodward. Coached there, got a city championship. Second year, we lost the city championship. Got coach of the year my first year. And I ended up going to Scott, which was my ultimate home where I always wanted to be. Uh, I was there for 3 years. Second year, won our uh, won our city championship, and then went to the third year. Third year we had a special group, man. We probably should have. I feel like we underachieved that third year, and then this past year I was at Rogers.
Yeah. So what is your passion? What is your love for football? Because when I look at you, I look at your story, you can relate to those players because everything that you have started from the beginning wasn't easy. You had to put together something, you had to make it happen, you had to, do it against all odds, everybody against you, not really knowing how much blood, sweat, and tears you put into a thing. So what has your love of football caused you to be able to have that determination and to be able to pour into players?
Well, everything I do when it comes to coaching is from experience. Like we played from the same tutelage when it came from high school. It was stuff that we didn't agree with, and we was kind of open with each other with how we didn't agree with it. But we felt like we can do it. We feel like if it was done, there's a way. So I take the stuff that I didn't like and some of the stuff that I did like, and I just apply that to where I don't want to say football coaching is a customer service job, but at the end. You want to display the quality that you think you should have along with the knowledge. So like and I always tell the story of me going to college. When I first went to college, I sat in the meeting room and I had no clue what they was drawing on that board. So like now when I coach in high school, I've been making sure we go in and we do board work and you can talk the lingo and I couldn't. So like me and my little league coaching and high school coaching, I try to use verbiage where at least, they got a gist of what's going on if they get the opportunity to sit in that meeting room.
Yeah. And what new changes or what things or what goals in the future are you looking to establish with coaching? Are you looking to coach again? Are you looking to open up a program, start a program over? Like what's down the line headed for you?
Well, right now, I was thankful to get a job as a program director at the new Wayman Farmer YMCA, which
Yeah.
which offered me an opportunity to broaden Little League football in my eyes. It's kind of where my resume speak and say I do good things, but then I get a good building establishment with people behind me backing. I think that I can really kind of change the narrative of how Little League football has been going. I'm actually gonna do a summer sports camp here, and not only gonna do football, but it's gonna be girls basketball. We're gonna also offer cheerleading. So I want to start getting into the track thing with it. I just got to find, I'm only one person. If I get a little help, I can add another program, and we pretty much we'll use our same tools in strength and conditioning stuff that we all need for all three sports, strength and conditioning wise, together. Where all of the kids will be in the camp together. We'll just depart for our hour and a half to our specialists and have kind of indie time for every sport, and then we'll come back together. We'll do competition drills, and they won't even be competition drills. It'll be something outside of your sport competing. So we'll do
Yeah.
dodgeball, we'll do kickball, we'll do handball, we'll do ping pong, 3-on-3 basketball, just something to get the competitive edge. It'll be something for them to win to make them want to compete more because competing is a big part of being an athlete. If you don't have you can go out there and be a good athlete, but if you don't have the competitive edge, you're not as good as the next athlete.
Yeah, yeah. And what motivated you to take this transition in the leadership role, being that it's going to be a challenge, being that this is your getting your feet wet and doing something big, like this can spearhead something big for years to come, starting this. So what caused you to go in this transition and to be able to take it? Did you go back and forth? Was it an easy decision? Is it something you was looking for?
It kind of fell into my lap where I almost felt like it was meant to be.
Yeah,
I was my son's been playing football 3 years. Um, I ain't really been the happiest with where he's been playing. So I was out at his practice watching and ran into the executive director, Suzette Rushing, who had a grandson playing. He was playing also. So we with conversation, it was like, hey, a position is opening. I was still in season though, but a position is opening, and this is how it could be. This is what could be going on. This will be your job. And I was like, she didn't tell me to be my job, but she's saying like these are the things that can happen. And I start sitting there like, hey, I ain't really happy what's going on with my son in football. I mean, I'm in high school, but I'm missing his games to do high school stuff, missing practices. Like I wanted to be more involved with that. So it kind of was an easy pick because I didn't want to keep, going with complaining about stuff and not doing nothing about it. I'll talk about people like that. So
yeah,
when it came down to it, it was like I felt destined for me to go back. And not only my son, it's a lot of kids that I know can prosper from the stuff that I feel like I can put together here at the Wayman Palmer YMCA.
Yeah. How have your experience as a head football coach shaped your approach to the leadership and the youth development?
Man, football coaching, coach. I mean, I've always kind of been a natural leader, but a natural leader. Like as an athlete, I was always a leader on the field. I was a leader on whatever. I mean, but it's different when you get and it's we peers are you leading, and now you leading a bunch of people who not your peers. They don't know you. You're not doing the same thing as you. So it was a transition, and that's in 2010. I can remember kids getting on the knee, and I'm standing there, and they all looking up at me to say something. So it kind of made me a better leader and understand that hey, they all looking at you. What we about to do?
Yeah. Who would you say you pattern your leadership style after? And can you discuss a moment or a time that influenced you to be the type of leader that you are?
Man, this is the perfect question. And when I say it, you probably gonna chuckle a little bit because I just had this conversation that said this probably verbatim in the same words to him. Ian Townsend. All right. Ian Townsend, my freshman year, I just, he was a part of building and constructing, this building is the funny part. So like I had the conversation with him. I'm like, hey man, I had to tell him my freshman year, he walked through the hallways and he had his signing day and he walked through the hallways and said, I'm worth $275,000. And I'm like, mind you, I have been through a football program, with him. I done watched him, seen him. I see how people react to him. I seen, how people, and I thought he was Michael Jordan of the school. Like people, so and then he walked through the hallway and said, I'm worth 275,000 after his signing day. I went in my classroom and I wrote down that number, 275,000. I probably never forget that number. And I looked at it and I was like, that's a lot of money. And my perspective was like, I've never had that much money. Like, what did he do? But I watched him, and he was a leader. So when it came to it, he was a big part of me. Like it boosted me because it made me like I seen what he did, I hear what he say he got, and that's what I want. So it kind of influenced me a lot. Where that's the void with a lot of these high schools I see right now. I feel right now where it's not that leader who is successful that kids can look up to. It's like building that is the part that's needed. But that definitely is somebody who super influenced me as a freshman at 14 years old, and I see him as a senior, and I mean homecoming king, good grades. Like he really showed me you could be cool and do the right thing.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Ian. That's my quarterback.
Oh, he went to the Naval Academy for right now. That's my quarterback.
Yeah. So what's your vision for the new Wayman Palmer YMCA? What inspired you? I mean, what visions would you have for the program? What services will you be able to offer at the new facility?
Well, right now, the sports camp is my biggest thing that we got going forward right now. But what I want to do as of right now, and I'm putting this in the works, we'll probably have it online soon. I want to do a 3-on-3 tournament here.
Oh,
It's I don't want to say it's difficult. It's not difficult finding volunteers, but with us coming to the new building, it's kind of it's kind of a trying to weed out and get the right volunteers at the park. So
yeah.
with a 3-on-3 tournament, I mean, kids can come out and sign their team up, and they find a representative. It doesn't have to be a coach, just where I think we'll get a big turnout, and we can take those kids and get them to the next, with the sports camp or football or cheerleading. I've been actually talking to a couple girls basketball coaches about helping with the sports camp this summer.
Yeah. How can the community be able to engage and help out? Like, what things can they do to have their help and support to the things that meets the need of the women Palmer Y, or even to meet the needs of the things that you have that you're going to, implement?
Well, the YMCA is a community-based building. So my thing is I'm open. If you got any ideas and you see me and you say, hey, I want to see this at the Wayman Palmer YMCA, we also need volunteers. So with that, I started coaching as a volunteer and I ended up starting getting paid for it. But it started with me just volunteering time. And then eventually I got to get my feet wet and start moving. So my thing is if we can get volunteers to come and help with some of the things that they want to see, then it can be a great community led thing.
Yeah. And or is it any businesses or anybody that you can collaborate or can collaborate? Do they need to get in touch with the YMCA or the Wayman Palmer? How can they do that too to kind of, for the more funds or the different things that y'all may have need that may can be even much more help?
The YMCA, especially being in the Wayman Palmer, is always looking for donations because if you know where we located, it's it's a more impoverished neighborhood, and there's always kids in need for scholarships where they want to come and they want to have a membership, but I mean, brand new building, lights, gas, that stuff got to still be paid. Where there's ways to donate to the YMCA and be able to have those funds allocated to a kid who maybe not be able to afford the sports camp or not be able to get a membership, and the kid doesn't have to feel like they're not able to be a part.
Yeah. And how will you guys kind of patrol, kind of make sure that that building is kept up, that the people that come around and that is just good a good environment versus people coming up there and because this is a new thing that you guys are doing. So old things are passed away, behold, all things are new, and what you're trying to do. So what will be the thing that will be done to make sure that this is special, it stay around for a long time, the campus is nice, the energy, the people that come around is, where it needs to be.
We have a real good staff, man, with a real good energy, and that's the thing. Our staff, I believe, like right before the old building was closing, it was kind of being assembled, and I think we got a good enough staff where we walk around and we engage with people and people like us, and we do our job. So like you'll see the cleaning ladies here all day. You'll see, I mean, they do their rounds, making sure that people ain't in the right spots. I mean, in the wrong spots. I'm consistently in the gym, making sure you getting your stuff in the locker room. Like we got a list of stuff that we want to make sure that's happening to make sure that we can keep this building looking as good as it looks.
Yeah, and how do you plan on just incorporating like school sports teams and different things like that, like with the basketball leagues? I remember when we had football, we would go in there and do the weigh-ins up there. So how would you guys collaborate with different teams and schools with different things that, want to be held at the campus or even to use your campus?
Well, when it comes out right now, basketball next year, I want to have a YMCA league, and I want us to be the league. When Wayman Palmer, the old gym, it was extra slippery. It wasn't really the best of conditions. It was kind of borderline dangerous to play in there, just to be real. Like you played on that court before. I played on the court before, and the rubber just, I guess it was a thing of the 70s that's not. So like now this year, we got a brand new court that I believe we can make it the premier basketball league where, you seen when we was and I want to bring back some of the old stuff that when we were playing, everybody came up through the YMCA. All of the Yeah, you'll play in for your school, but in elementary you was playing for the YMCA, and then you like, oh dang, just I remember Tory Blanchard in the Y, played for the Bulls. I remember to this day, I was like the second, third grade. Coach Petey was one of the coaches out there. Like it was, we had 100,000 people out there, and that was just the place to be. Now we got kids, and they all in here, and now we just got to organize what we have coming. I went in there the other day. Kids don't know how to play pickup basketball. I seen some kids. It was like 16 kids on the court, and they was playing the whole team game, like, and they just running up down the court. I don't know who on who team. So like my thing is that's why I want to start with 3-on-3, maybe go 4-on-4, and then evolve to 5-on-5, just so that we can get more teams.
Yeah. What challenges do you anticipate facing as this new role, and how do you plan to address them?
The challenges are just to make sure that we organize. As long as we organize, the product is here. This gym, if you could be here, it's been 100,000 kids in here every day, and so the thing is just to organize that part. So once we get that organized, that's gonna be the biggest part. My bad, my son iPad going off.
Are you good? Would you measure the success of the program under your leadership? Because I know you like stuff decent in order. I know you thorough. I know you want to operate with, not perfection, but the right way and done things done how it should be and taking accountability. So what would be your measurement of success? What would success feel like to you?
My measurement of success would be if if we can get 1 million kids in here and good programs, getting quality coaching from quality people and seeing them, because that's the best part of coaches, seeing them prosper to the next level where we could say, hey, I mean, this is false, but Jemiah just highlight on what's his name. Let's imagine him coming through here and then going Nelson. I wouldn't say he
Yeah.
can't. He used to come to the YMCA, but seeing them go to the next level and be able to say, "Hey, this is where I came through," and then them come back where we got quality coming back and giving down.
Yeah. How would you or do you want feedback from the community? Do you want different things that you can hear, you can see and you can take in? How would people be able to give feedback to you?
I definitely would like feedback. Like I said, this is a community based, place. So there's no better people to hear from than the people who are gonna use the facility. If you like, you can contact the Wayman Palmer YMCA. And I've had a man called the other day. A man called the other day and said, "Hey, can you start a 50 and up basketball league?" And I'm working on it. If we can get if we can get the numbers of 50-year-olds that's able to get them down the court, I think I'm gonna start it at 40.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start at like 40. I'll start at like 40-year-olds and then go as it overflows. We'll get it there.
Yeah, and I remember even talking to Tori as she had opened that girls league and then was having problems with the different spaces. So hopefully, I'm gonna reach out to her and see if she can contact you to get that going so that can develop the girls basketball and broaden it because like you said, a lot of them need a place to play. They don't got the skills, they can't be on the super stack team, so now they need a place to play. But now they can join teams where they can be like, oh, we can play at the Wayman Palmer, we can get in that league, or just different things like that. I think that'd be a good look too.
And that's perfect because she is one. First off, there everything is co-ed. There are no like little league basketball girls programs where I think somebody like her should need to come to the forefront and make that happen. Because it'll
Yeah.
be real good for girls not to have to play co-ed, but play girls.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And what will be another thing that will be implemented as far as for the kids to learn the game because a lot has got
Look
lost
at here,
because we
Reverend.
got social media, we got tablets, we got kids just not knowing and understanding. So would it be programs for them to get taught the fundamentals of different sports?
Say it again.
I said, would it be able to be taught for the kids to be able to understand and learn the fundamentals of the sports, being that today's kids don't go outside, they
Bring it
don't
here.
play, they play in the tablet, and they just don't have the fundamentals. So would that be implemented for the different sports?
That's definitely something that we're gonna end up doing. My son do a lot of watching the YouTube and then try to imitate and do where you uninformed. Like we need people like I'm gonna say Tori name again too. Like Tori to come out and be a girls basketball coach and help with the youth and teaching them the stuff that you've been taught. Because we all know the stuff that hasn't been taught or wasn't done the right way. And it take for people who went to the next, I ain't gonna say you had to go to the next level to know, but people who went to the next level and know how they do it there to bring it back. That help inform the uninformed kids who see Steph Curry shoot from the half court line over and over again and make it and think that that's what they're supposed to do, but don't realize that he started with shooting from right in the backboard, but he had to earn his right to get back there.
Yeah, another name too is Coach Regina Nicholson. She great with track and even physical, the lifestyle. She great with that as well too. So that's another name. I'll shoot her and tell her to get in contact with you as well too.
I've actually she's been up here a number of times. She's putting together a dance class right now. Like
Okay, yeah,
she's
yeah,
been here
yeah.
since last week. So like
Yeah.
it's ironic that you say that because she was here yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be dope for you. The last couple of things I'm gonna get you out of here. What's some words of encouragement that you can say to the youth in Toledo? Because we all grew up in Toledo. We know the challenges it's faced to be successful, to be going to college, to be coaching, to be over a program, to allowing them to know that they can make it out of Toledo and just they don't have to be like the norm, that they can be something special and they can be somebody that's pouring back into community. What would you say to that?
Pretty much don't give up, don't stop. Everything not gonna work out perfect the first time. I've went through the part where where it's been things that I'm frustrated and I'm upset, but staying the course and staying ready for what's going on.
Yeah. And how do you feel with this opportunity and like I said in the beginning, being able to be something special for years to come to somebody that when they talk of greatness, when they talk about program directors, when they talk about, man, I learned this from this person, I learned this from Coach Ra, I learned this. How does it feel and what keeps you to keep going to continue to be that? Like,
That's the part that keep me going. In the beginning, I was coaching and it was just like you don't know if they're really listening and hearing you, but it's just like I said, stay the course. I stayed the course, and now as kids is grown coming back, man. I see what you was talking about, Coach Rod. Man, I said all of the kids that hated me the worst, which I ain't gonna say a lot of them hated, but the ones who was like, man, he tripping, always come back and say, dang, Coach Rod, you was right. So it's like it's always where people like, man, you be too hard, but it ain't too hard once you finish and you telling somebody the same thing I told you. Me going to the Bears right now, I'm that first year. Oh, where your son at? I need him too. But that first year when I was them eighth graders that first year,
yeah,
they I got El Rico coming back to coach. Rashad coming back to coach. Jamie coming back to coach. It's like six Diesel coming back to coach. Like six, seven kids from my first year of coaching coming back to be a part of the coach. So now they understand the process already. So it's gonna be like that much easier. That's the part that make me smile, that they can come back and stand next to me and I can kind of be the old
yeah.
man just giving a little joystick every now and then.
Yeah, $1 million question. How do Coach Rob balance all this? You a father, you a black man. You got to provide for your family. You got to look out for other people. It's people like many people don't know. I'm gonna say this because you humble, but it's many people who lives that you impacted, that you do for, and that has been in your life for years. That mean something to you. That you make sure they good. How do you balance all that and still be able to be strong, still be able to be productive and motivated like you do? Because you light up, so I know you love what you do, and this is just gonna make it better, and I'm happy for you, as well. So how do you balance all this?
It's a I ain't gonna sit here and say it's the easiest balance of all times. I have my times where I get frustrated and I want to just sit down, but I can't. But I'm gonna tell you, people like you, I see you have 18 jobs and still come to practice and bring Powerades. Like it's like, hey, I look at my dad, man. One time my dad I was complaining about something. I was in high school. I was complaining about something. He's like, we riding down the street, and there's some dude in a wheelchair with no legs. He was like, "You talking? You complaining? Look at him. Like he ain't got no legs. He got to use a little hover chair." I'm like, "Dang, it ain't that bad." And that has stuck with me since a kid. Like every time I feel like, dang, I'm frustrated. This might not be perfect. I look and think about that man with no legs. Like, but it ain't that bad. So
Yeah.
it's just making sure that I stay focused on exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and for people that might not know you, what would you want to say to people? What would you want to say to people to be able to understand you and what you're going to bring to that program for those that might not know?
Well, if they do or don't know, when we had the Bears back in the past, and we were doing the things we were doing, that was like the rough draft of what I want to do right now coming up. Like my thing is now I know I was guessing then. Now I know what should happen. I know what it should look like. I know, I mean, where we should go and what we should do. So now I really think that if we was ranked 19th in the nation back then, we should be able to get to that top spot. But it's gonna take for us to kind of, collab and get together. Like they say, it take a village, and this village has got to be strong. And the fact that it's the second time, man, the standards got to go as high as the village can go. So I really, I mean, I know people feel like, hey, yeah, he got it, but need some help. Come help.
Yeah, definitely. And what would you want your legacy to be looked at when people think about Rahsan? What would you want them to think about?
I want them to think about just the kids that I impacted. Like I want the kids that I impacted to look and feel like they grew from being around me. Like Coach Matt, man. Coach Matt, I got a dad, always been my dad, but Coach Matt was like that second person that was really like I got a bunch of coaches that I look back and I sit and talk to, and I feel like that they impacted my life. But I want to be a coach to even if you got the greatest dad in the world. I want to be the one like, yeah, but Coach Ross showed me how to tie my shoes though.
Yeah.
So like it's just being that extra, that bonus, that a part of that village.
Yeah, well, we thank you. We're spotlighting you. Like I said, one day you're going to definitely be impactful for the city because you're already doing it, but just at a high level. And a lot of times people don't understand the seeds that you sow, it come back greater. And God know that He can trust you because He's seen you with all the different things you have done. So He's giving you this for you can make something out of this until you can be able to provide something that's really needed, especially in that area, in the community, in the city, Toledo, and even with the football program, because a lot of parents, some contact me asking about the programs and wanting to know when the change is going to come because they don't like the direction that it's going. So I just pray that God continue to give you the strength, give you the motivation, the courage, and even the favor with this program with the Wayman Palmer, even with the football team, that He give you favor and all the right people come around, that people that's negative, that's not in where you going the direction, that they don't even come around or that they be, eliminated, because greatness is inside you. And I know you're going to continue to do great things.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Football is the game of life. Good, bad, or ugly, you got to go to the next play.
Uh-huh. We thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the legendary Rahsan Wilson.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.